Cisco Live, though, Pat, we weren't there, but you had people there on the ground. I had people there on the ground. What were your kind of big takeaways?
Yeah, so very, very similar of what we've seen for infrastructure and software companies. The big event is all about how AI gets integrated into everything. And Cisco Live 2024, it was exactly that. AI integrated into what they call the digital experience, into security, and into observability. A good example of this was AI powered Thousand Eyes and AI integration into Cisco networking cloud, right? The company also came out with the announcement of Cisco Hyper Shield, basically a new architecture that it's a distributed security architecture that goes across the hybrid multi-cloud. And that includes SaaS, that includes infrastructure, it includes cloud, colo. And Dan, I love these hybrid multi-cloud combinations, because essentially means you can make money regardless of where any of the compute or the storage is happening. Saw a really interesting alliance between Cisco and NVIDIA too, called Nexus Hyper Fabric AI Cluster. So it's essentially NVIDIA showing how they can play in this networking game, like we've seen with the likes of Broadcom and also Marvell. And heck, they might even be powering that. But I am sure there is some integration of Cisco's own silicon as well.
Yeah. So, look, a couple things. One is a partnership with NVIDIA should never be a surprise to anyone at any point at this particular juncture.
Come on, Dan, it's novel. Nobody's doing that.
It's both. It's a sustainable. It's actually key to survival at this point. There's a survival consideration that some CEOs are now aware of about being able to align with a company with that kind of momentum. You can't make that up. But the overall space is, look, Pat, there's about 20 to 25% of the spend on AI infrastructure is going to fall into networking. That's a significant opportunity for Cisco. Over the past couple of earnings, you and I have lent into the fact that Cisco is a company in transition. By the way, a lot of people have enjoyed laying over the Cisco chart.
Yes.
Cisco, have you seen that all over the internet?
I brought that up, dude. I brought that up like 18 months ago. I mean, Cisco was the builder of the internet.
Yep. And now we're building an AI internet. But the point is that you got to route the data, move the data, and Cisco still has a pretty strong position. Cisco's battling an emboldened Arista that's been on a pretty big growth tear and is fighting for market share. It's been battling by pivoting to more software, more services, more recurring revenue. Cisco's done a really good job in its strategy to get over 50% of its revenue is now software, and it's significant. The significance of its ARR is becoming palpable. Hasn't really impacted the company's valuation as much as I think it would like it to, but I think that required pivot has been made, and I think Chuck's getting some mileage out of that. The early close on Splunk has been good. That was an important transition. It got a lot of attention there. When we have all this data across the network, the ability to observe it and act on it quickly was always part of the vision. I thought getting that done, having that out, and being able to, really lean into that at Cisco Live was important as well. The overall state of Cisco it has a big role to play, Pat. It has a big role to play across this transition that's going on to AI. The network is going to be palpable. The network at the edge is going to be substantial. So, we've definitely got the opportunity for Cisco to gain momentum and attach to this particular trend line. And it's doing it through diversification. So as an overall solid Cisco Live, Pat, hopefully you and I and the calendars will allow us to be. I'd like to get back next year.
Totally.
But like I said, our team was there. Appreciated all the great coverage from the folks across our teams that were there. And like I said, keep an eye on this one. We need to see that attached to AI revenue growth, and that's what the market's going to be looking for.